Hey, this is Jodi Arias broadcasting in HD 3D, and I've got to do this really quick because it takes so long to upload HD onto YouTube with my computer anyways. But basically I'm talking about the Jodi Arias trial. Now, she's convicted of killing her ex-boyfriend. Doing so while he was vulnerable in the shower, stabbing him 29 times and nearly decapitating him, and then shooting him in the head. Now, a few noteworthy things I want to say about this is that keep in mind that right now she's trying to claim self-defense, and there's so much evidence stacked against her that really what I think is first she had three different stories. Her first story was that she wasn't there. She didn't know what happened. She wasn't there when the shit happened, right? Her second story was that two intruders with like no motive, didn't take anything, just came in and killed the guy for no reason, no apparent reason. And then her third story now is self-defense. And I think the reason she's claiming self-defense is because I really think her lawyers came to her and said, "Look, Jodi, there's so much evidence against you, seriously, that if you try to go on to this trial and say, oh, I never killed the guy, you're going to lose. We can't defend you. No court is going to believe that." So I think they said your best option is to say it was self-defense, because if it's self-defense, then we can get the death penalty off the table, and there's even a chance, however remote, that you might get off free. So, because by law, I guess, American law anyways, if your life is in danger and there's actual immediate reasonable self-defense, you can walk away from murder in protecting your own life, but it has to be reasonable. So anyways, it's far from reasonable because the guy was in the shower. She came to his place, had sex with him twice, and then he was taking a shower. She took a bunch of pictures of him while he was in the shower. Now, a lot of people are thinking, well, how can this little girl, 115 pounds, you know, kill this 185-pound guy? Well, this is my theory. He had 3 scars on his body. 2 near the one that almost completely missed the heart, another one that was really close to the heart, and another one down in the stomach. Now, he's in the shower, and it's a shower stall. So he's getting all these pictures taken of him by Jodi, and it could have been a moment of surprise. He could have been waiting for another picture to be taken of him, and all of a sudden she stabs him, and he never even saw the knife coming because he's looking up here, and she's stabbing him down here. Now this is the thing, okay? The first thing any of us do if we were like in a knife situation, fight, is we would back away from the knife because we don't want to get cut by the knife. He can't back up, okay? He's in the enclosed shower stall. He can't move to the side. He can't move to this side. He's basically frozen in that spot. And what I think happened is she stabbed him real quick to the stomach, and he bent over. And then she took the knife and she went right in the chest, just like that. And he has multiple cuts on his hands, so I think she tried to stab him again, and he managed to push her away, and then probably fell like on the sink and was bleeding, and then she took the knife and she stabbed him a dozen more times in the back. Okay, so this is really what I think happened. You know, so now bear this in mind. It took there's a series of time-stamped photographs that were taken of his death. So bear in mind it took 106 seconds to kill him. That means that he got stabbed every 3.68 seconds. Okay, so less than every 4 seconds he's getting stabbed. The first 3 stab wounds are going to be a major disadvantage to him. Okay, we're talking shock, total shock. We're talking pain, right? Confusion. Now, not only this, out of that 106 seconds, consider this, she nearly decapitated him. And meaning that she cut his throat from ear to ear, right to the back of the spinal cord, meaning that he would have had a few seconds before he totally lost consciousness. And then she shot him. We know the gunshot was the last wound because there was no bleeding. Everyone that does autopsies know if there's no bleeding, there's no blood pressure. If there's no blood pressure, it's because we're dead, right? That cut to the back of the spine would have meant ultimately that he would have had that would have been the longest cut. Okay, it's not easy to cut a person from ear to ear and decapitate them. So out of that 106 seconds, that would have been the longest cut to perform. So most likely, those stabs were coming at him much quicker than those every 3-4 seconds. Now this really demonstrates how crazy she was in this moment. And as criminal profiler Pat Brown said on Nancy Grace, I think it really was a case of like, she was like, okay, well, I'm sleeping with this guy after we've broken up, you know, because they had this strictly physical sex affair after they got broken up. But genuinely, he wanted to he wanted to be done with her, but he's a guy, right? You know, so let's not be too hard on the guy, right? But anyways, she said, I think Jodi just said, you know what? Because she stole a gun from her grandparents' house the day before, because the bullet that was shot into his head matched the same caliber of gun that was stolen from her grandparents the day before. Okay, so I think she, just like Pat Brown said, I think she decided, you know what, I'm going to give him this chance, and if he doesn't take me and get serious with me and take me on this trip to Cancun, because on June 10th they were going to go to Cancun, but Travis didn't want to take her. He wanted to take this other girl who was just a friend instead. I think she was going to say, it's either me or I'm going to kill this bastard. I think that's what was going on in her mind, right? So basically, so anyways, so this we know it's not self-defense. I mean, this whole thing is premeditated, and I feel that it's the moment you pick up a knife to stab somebody to death, it's premeditated. It's as simple as that. I mean, considering she also stole the gun from her grandparents, and she's lied about this 3 times over. I'm trying to be really quick with my thoughts here, because I tend to be a slow thinker. So now, she's selling works on eBay, which supposedly pay towards her defense lawyers, and on top of that, goes into a fund for her to enjoy in prison, so she can buy the more exotic food than what they serve in prison. Okay, so this and buy crayons and do her little drawings, and she's selling these works on eBay, which I think is absolutely sickening, because basically we have these piranhas in our society, right? And these horrible piranhas, you know, are trying to profit off Travis Alexander's murder, meaning that they're buying her art for like $1,900 a piece or whatever, or $1,000 a piece, thinking that because she's got this notoriety that it's going to jump up in price because they have this art from this like famous serial killer type thing, right? Which is sickening, because they're profiting off this brutal murder of this guy. And now there's even a Facebook page, and this is like one of the most sickening things, is this Facebook page called Jodi Arias conscience, where the administrator pretends to be Jodi Arias and posts all these really disturbing comments, and there's like 180 people that like these little comments. You know, comments like, so what if I killed him in self-defense? So what if I killed him? It was in self-defense, like whatever. And people are liking this. And so that goes into a whole freedom of speech thing, because, I mean, let's look at it, right? Should we tolerate freedom of speech if the freedom of speech only results in hurting people? And in this case, everybody that gives a shit about another human being who was brutally murdered, right? And Travis's friends and Travis's family. Should we tolerate free speech when it results in nothing but just hurting people, right? So, you know, so like Jodi Arias's conscience Facebook page, I mean, I personally reported it and said it was abusive. Okay, I think you should do the same thing too. And eBay, I mean, I wouldn't be caught dead, you know, buying any of that art, even if it was $5. I don't want nothing to do with those evil artifacts, right? So now they did a news report of what's it like inside Jodi, where Jodi is staying in the maximum security cell. And she's got these inmates with these little signs that say free Jodi, and they're all standing together. Like she was kidnapped by a bunch of evil terrorists. You know, like she was some innocent person kidnapped by all these evil terrorists, when she's the bloody terrorist. You know, it's just, and they say, oh, she's got such a big heart and she's hurting. Well, Travis Alexander didn't just get hurt, he got bloody butchered inside and out. So this trial is not really about Jodi Arias' life. This trial is about the fact that Travis Alexander got the death penalty, and he didn't deserve that. And Travis Alexander seems to be a good guy. His ex-girlfriends and friends have nothing really bad to say about this guy. He was a motivational speaker, and I guess he helped a lot of people, and, you know, that's awesome. But it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter if Travis Alexander was some asshole who just went out there and used women and put down women. He did not deserve to get what he got. And the saddest part is now that his name is being dragged through the mud and he can't talk for himself because, sadly, he's dead. Right? It doesn't matter if he was an asshole. He did not deserve to get the death penalty. You know, and I'm not saying he was an asshole. I really think he was a good guy. But it's just the fact that this can happen to a human being. And who pops out hoarding all these interviews and smiling about it? Ah, Jodi Arias. And even her stories stink. The story about the two intruders that came in and murdered him for no apparent reason, right? You know, she says that they stuck the gun on her and pulled the trigger and nothing happened. You know, like she's trying to build sympathy for her. So it's a really sickening case, and now, of course, like, there's people even on YouTube saying, "I love you, Jodi," and it's funny, like, dead meat attracts flies. A case like this brings out like the most sick, twisted people. They all come out. And just like her drawings on eBay, there's all these like just vultures wanting to profit. This evil has a way of attracting more evil and more evil. It's sad. It's really sad. I'm Daryl Leary, and that's my thoughts.